Margie says, as a classic style person, I struggle with looking put together when we have 3 to 4 months of high 90 and low 100 degree temperatures in Texas. And if you're in Fahrenheit, that's Fahrenheit. If you're in Celsius, that means like high 30s, early 40s. So I understand that we get a bit of that in Australia. Depends where you live, but certainly it's hard when it's super hot to feel stylish. So this is where I have found what you want to do is make your really hot weather clothes speak for themselves, because this is where you may not want to put on a necklace like this. Could feel just way too hot on a 40-degree day. So instead, what you might want to do is look for tops that have built-in decoration at the neckline or something like that. So where there can be construction or some sort of decoration so that it is more interesting. You could think about, you know, something around your clothes being interesting. So your summer clothes have interest in them that is built into them rather than needing to put anything else on. You don't need the layer. In winter, we can use the layers to create interest in outfits. When it's really hot, the last thing we want to do is put on a whole lot of layers. So therefore, you need to build the interest into those single garments. So whether it's, you know, like having patterns or prints, having built-in decorative detail, interesting construction, all these things add in color. You know, rather than neutral, add in, you know, have some colors that make you feel great that also work for you. We can have, you know, so there's interesting construction, there's color, interest in the fabric. Why not look for a fabric? And this is where, say, an eyelet, you know, or some sort of, you know, fabric that has an interesting texture or cutout or a pattern built in to it can also be great to add interest. So in the fabric, in the texture, you know, there's lots of different ways we can add that interest. So, and think about dresses. So a dress in itself is a smart garment on the whole. Can you find dresses that, you know, suit your personality, but also are interesting, so that you're just wearing the one garment? A dress too can be a great garment for when it's really hot. Because often putting pants and shorts and stuff on when you have a waistband that has to do up so that they don't fall down actually is more constrictive than having a dress that may not have that tightness around the waist. So I would think about dresses, and I would think about that built-in detail some way or other. So I notice like my really hot weather t-shirts either have interesting construction or they have a pattern that makes it interesting, so nothing else needs to be added. You know, things like earrings can still be great, but look for lightweight. That's why I love these ones. They're little hand crocheted. I bought them from an artisan. Hand crocheted flowers, incredibly light. Love them. Go with so many of my things because they're in my colors. But yeah, so these are things we can look for in, you know, in outfits. And even too, like brooches are back this year. So using brooches rather than necklaces in the middle of summer. That's something I've done a lot this summer. Wear a brooch, not a necklace. Doesn't feel so hot. So those are things you can do when your style is, you know, more naturally elevated and you're more used to adding extra garments and adding the blazer and all those things. Too hot to do that. So it's looking for what it is that you love, but in single garments, so you don't need to add anything else in. Thank you so much for watching or listening, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye for now.